channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing an updated quiet time routine. Someone asked me to do another one and I thought, yes, I will, because I just started school. I started real school, and if you guys don't know, I've been homeschooled my entire life. So I just started real school, you know, going to a private school, and it's been such a big adjustment, and I had to kind of change how I do my quiet time routine, because with homeschooling I could just wake up, read my Bible, all that stuff, not really have to worry about the time or anything like that. But with school I had to leave at like 7:10ish, so I have to, you know, get up early in the morning and do it. So I thought I would just show you guys my updated version. Everything I mentioned in this video will be in the link in the description box below, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it gives you some ideas of how you can spend more time with God. Okay, so my quiet time routine is usually in the morning, and sometimes it's at night, just if I'm really tired in the morning and I just want to sleep in a bit longer, I will decide I'm going to do it later at night. But this version is basically going to be my morning, you know, quiet time routine, because it usually is in the morning. So yeah, so as I said, I have to leave around 7:10ish for school, so usually I would wake up at 6:30 and then get ready, like have 30 minutes-ish to you know, get ready, and then I would just like decide I'm going to read my Bible later at night. But then I realized, you know, I really don't have time for that, because I, you know, would have tons of homework, I would maybe have dance and stuff like that, and I'd be so tired at that point. I was too tired to read my Bible, and I was realizing, okay, like, this is not okay, like, I feel like I haven't been reading my Bible enough, you know, and so I decided that I'm going to wake up earlier at 5:45 and have 30 minutes to read my Bible. Sorry, actually 45 minutes, but it's usually 30 minutes because by the time I get my coffee and all that stuff, it's like 30 minutes-ish to read my Bible and have my quiet time routine. But yeah, one thing that I always hear people say is, you know, I feel like I don't have enough time for God and stuff like that. Like, I feel like just like, how do I even spend time with God? Like, I don't have enough time to read my Bible and all that stuff. And I guess that's how I kind of felt in the beginning of the school year. But then I realized this one quote that I heard. It's, if you have time for Netflix and social media and your phone, then you have time for Jesus. And that's so true, because like, I was getting home from school and I would go on my phone a bit, and then I just wouldn't have enough time to read my Bible because I'd have homework and all that stuff. But I went on my phone, you know, I had time for my phone, so I clearly had time for Jesus. You know, that's, you gotta have that mindset. So you just have to make time. If you want to spend time with God, you do have to make a, you know, schedule a certain time in your day that you will read your Bible and pray and have your quiet time routine. So that's the first thing you need to do. So mine is in the morning at 5:45. So the first thing I do is I obviously wake up, and then I hop out of bed and I get some coffee, because, you know, need a little pick me up to wake myself up, because it's literally still dark outside. So I make my coffee, and then I come downstairs and I go to my desk in my room. That is where I have my little quiet time routine, and I definitely recommend y'all to have a certain place where you do have your quiet time routine, because, you know, it's kind of important to have some place like that. I would just recommend doing it somewhere in your room. You could even do it on the floor, it doesn't really matter, you know, but somewhere in a quiet, private place, you know, where you can shut your door and lock it or whatever. So yeah. But the first thing I do is I pray, and I have a little prayer journal here that I will use. So when I pray, I obviously just like talk to God and stuff like that, but I do have a prayer journal here, and one of the prayers is, I made a little morning prayer, and I will pray this every morning, but I also will, you know, talk to God and stuff like that, because I don't think you should just say one rehearsed prayer, you know, and that's it, because that's just the same thing over and over again, like every day. So it's really important to just talk to God about how you're feeling that day and stuff like that, but it's also kind of nice to have just a certain prayer you do pray every single day. And then I also made one for nighttime as well, because sometimes if I have the time, I will read it, you know, morning and night, like do my quiet time routine morning and night. I always pray morning and night, but I mean like reading my Bible and stuff like that. So yeah, but I will just, you know, talk to God about how I'm feeling, because seriously, I love doing my quiet time routine in the morning, because it has just made my day so much better. Like, every time I do it, it just starts me off on such a good start to my day, and helps me be so much more positive and joyful, you know, about the day. And yeah, so I definitely recommend doing it in the morning, but if you don't have time in the morning, it's totally fine doing it at night as well. So yeah, after I pray, I will read my Bible. So this is my Bible. It is really, really big. It's the NAB Bible. I will leave it in the link in the description box below. And it's a note-taking Bible, so it has room on the sides to write, which I love so much. I definitely recommend getting a Bible like that, or having a journal where you can write down stuff about it. So right now I am reading Proverbs, and it is so good. It is all about wisdom and insight and stuff like that, and it is just so good. I'm only on chapter 4. I just read chapter 4 this morning, but I've already learned so much. I love it so much. But I will read a chapter of the Bible every day, sometimes 2 if I do have the time, but it's always usually 1, and so I will just go to whatever chapter I'm reading that day. I will read it. So like it has sections, you know, depending on the chapter, like or like what book of the Bible you're reading. It will have a section usually. So like this first section I read, and then I highlight, and then I, you know, write down and stuff like that. And I'll also kind of pray over it, you know, and like if it's talking about like, you know, love or something like that, I'll be like, Lord, help me be more loving and things like that. And then the next, how you know it's like another section is like there will be a title above it, and then they'll have that section, you know. And so I'll basically just read, highlight, write, pray a bit about it. And if you guys want me to do a video more in depth on how I read my Bible, I definitely will. But make sure you guys just comment that. One thing I forgot to mention is this amazing app that I use to read my Bible, and it is called Enduring Word. Basically what you do is you go onto the app and you select the book of the Bible that you were reading, and then you select the chapter, and it will go verse by verse explaining everything about that chapter, and it's just so amazing. It really goes in depth. If you're kind of just confused with it, it will explain it to you. I definitely recommend it. It's free. Go on the App Store and go and get it. It's so amazing. So I pray, and then I read my Bible, and then this one thing that I just started is this the Surrender Novena, and it's a 9-day prayer, and it is so good. I just started it. I'm only on day 2, but basically it will just have a little thing right here, and it's kind of all about worrying and stuff like that, and just knowing that God's in control. And so you will read the first part, and then below it on every day it says, "Oh Jesus, I surrender myself to you, take care of everything." And you say that 10 times. And it is so encouraging, just knowing that God's in control and He's going to take care of everything. And so I really like it. I will try to leave it in the link of the description box below if I can find it. But my mom just gave it to me, so I'm not fully for sure where she found it. But it's really good, and I really like it. At the moment, I'm not doing any certain devotional. This is kind of like my devotional, I guess you could say. It is not a devotional, but it kind of just like looks like one in a sense. But one of my devotionals that I've done, I will also do some on the Bible app. I will leave a couple on the screen here. But one of the devotionals I've done, which I talked about in my last Quiet Time routine, is Live in Light, and it's a 5-minute devotions for teen girls, and it is so good. I read this when I first started to gain a true relationship with God, and it just helped me out so much. It's just really beautiful, and I really definitely recommend it. You know, if you're starting to want to get a stronger relationship with God, to get this. It's like, I don't know how much money it is. I'll leave it on the screen. Maybe 10 bucks. I'm not fully for sure. But I found it off of Amazon. It's, you know, really short. Like I feel like the perfect amount. There's a Bible verse, and that kind of relates to what she's talking about. And then you'll do like reflect. Sometimes it'll be like read this out of the Bible or pray about this or something like that. It's so good. I kind of want to reread it again, honestly, but it just has taught me so much, and I love it so much. Another thing that I've been doing is going on prayer walks, and this is such an amazing thing to do, because ever since I started to run, I decided to do this. And basically, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm just so tired today, I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna run a bit, you know. And so there's this like lake by my neighborhood, and sometimes like what I'll do is I'll run, and then I'll walk across the lake and I'll pray to God, and it is just such an amazing thing to do. Just going on the walk and just talking to God, you know. It's so peaceful, and you know, you have no distractions. You know, don't bring your phone, and if you do, just put on silent or whatever, you know. Don't bring your phone, just go talk to God, and it's such an amazing way to feel super close to Him. So I definitely recommend y'all to go out and try that. I love you guys so much, and so does God, and I hope you guys will never forget that, and I will see you guys in my next one. Deuces!